Have you settled for a ho-hum life? Do you wake up and it's Groundhog Day every day? Do you wake up feeling a sense of non-juiced? That's a Lee term. My wife says I make up words all the time. Juiced means you're excited about what's ahead of you. You're excited about your creative power. What I understand in my life, and I'm sharing it with you because all I have is my perspective. And remember, everything's an opinion. I don't care who you are, what you're talking about. It's an opinion. Here's my opinion. We've grown up too fast. We've given up our childhood. And what do we do as children? We imagine. We think outside the box. We have no limitations in our thoughts. We create games that are never been thought of before. We live adventures in our mind with desires to experience new and exciting things. When did you lose that? It's a great question. Did your mom and dad take it out of you and tell you you had to be a certain way? Did school, religion, society, social media, did it really dumb you down so that you no longer imagine? Remember this, your life mirrors back to you what you believe you're worthy of. And if you can't imagine new things, it means you are not worthy of a more expansive life. Ergo, ho hum. Look at society today. It's all about ho hum. If people are not complaining or gossiping, they're talking about the weather. Pay attention today. Whoever you're with, pay attention. Are they complaining? Are they gossiping? Or is it the weather? I hope you're going to take yourself out of that stream of thought. Why not talk about what you desire to do? Something happened the other day. In my life, I thought I was going to make plans to do one thing, and I realized those weren't going to happen. Those were going to happen. So I made new plans. New plans to go visit Greece and Turkey. Places in the world I've always wanted to go. Why? I wanted to experience the culture of Aristotle, of Socrates, of Plato, the culture of Constantinople, which was once the center of the world. The Roman emperor moved the center of Rome to Constantinople. Think about the history. Think about the energy. A few years back, 6 years back, Gene and I went to Italy. And we were in St. Peter's Basilica, a dream of mine. Why? Because, it's spectacular what the humans back then built. But it wasn't about the building that turned me on. We went inside. We were on a tour, and our tour for the St. Peter's was canceled because something the Pope was doing. So the next morning, Gene and I went on our own, and there were no crowds. Highly unusual. There were probably several hundred people, but there weren't thousands of people. And so we got to walk through St. Peter's all by ourselves. But that wasn't the important part. The important part is I decided to just sit down in one of the pews. And when I sat down, I closed my eyes to meditate. And I felt an energy wash over me of the thousands, probably millions of people who've walked into St. Peter's for the purpose of getting a higher connection. You see, a higher connection can come from anywhere, but the intent that was there by all those people was huge. I can remember being in Mount Kailash in India. For those of you who don't know, Mount Kailash is the most sacred of mountains. It's like the Jerusalem for the Hindu, the Jain, the Bon, and the Buddhist and the Tibetan Buddhist religions. And walking around Mount Kailash between 14,500 feet and 18,000 feet above sea level, I had the same experience. I had to imagine doing those things in order to do them. So I ask you, what are you imagining? If you were standing in front of me and I said, what is in your future that you are juiced about, that excites you at the core, that makes you feel like an enthusiastic little boy or little girl? What would you tell me? Think about that today. Only you can make this decision. I'll tell you something. Don't give a damn what anyone else thinks about your decision, because it's not their life. It's yours. It's time to take responsibility and begin your own journey. If others want to join you, fine. If they don't, that's okay. It's your journey. I hope I stimulated you to think. I hope I stimulated you to imagine. I hope I stimulated you to connect with your inner child again. Your inner child knows what it wants. You've just got to listen. Until next time, much love and aloha.